What's up, peeps? We're on the road in Temecula. Little meal 2 action. This has been already cooked, obviously, and it's traveled with me, and it's went through the airports with me. Of course, I don't leave my food to deal with itself. We're heating this up, so I'm on the road. I'm at the mercy of other people's ways. I don't like to be at other people's mercy. I mean, why even fucking eat it? No gains, no glory, no nothing. Does this look square? Does it look like gains? It's a circle. It's not round. It's not a round muscle. It doesn't have 3 dimensions. It's a circle. I don't need this shit. I'm not using it. So at least go with a rectangular Tupperware. This is why you bring your shit, so you can get gains. Donna, come. Down. Good girl. Donna, come. Hi, baby. Down. Good girl. We practicing because she's just fresh on the loose out of school. She's in Temecula. She's had a few glasses of wine this morning. I want to make sure she's on point. Oh, good girl. Okay, I'm going to make some breakfast. Well, it's meal 2. I already ate breakfast, but go play. Every now and then we just make sure Donna's ready to perform. Any minute. You guys know how it is. Let these creatures do whatever they want. Next thing you know, they're like me, doing whatever the fuck they want. And we all know that doesn't work out. I'm always traveling solo. So, we're gonna have to keep her on point. Once I tell her to release, she can do whatever she wants. What she wants to do is go outside. So once my food is rocking and ready, we'll go and we do a little practice with her recoil. I'll let her run away, do her thing, and then we just call her and watch how quickly she comes back. She's found that she has a liking with a pink chair. Makes sense. They say that dogs are colorblind. I think that she understands that it flows. So, we're warming this up. We're going to go out by the patio. We're going to discuss the day. And I actually got some Q&As going on my Instagram. So we're going to bang a couple of those out. And yeah. It's like when you're watching it, it'll be watching it, me doing it. But I'm not actually doing it because I filmed it. But I was doing it then, and I was answering then. You already have the answers. I'm going to call Leonardo DiCaprio, ask him what the fuck that means. Is it inception? Is it spinning? Is it not spinning? I don't know. A way to test this temperature. When it's been cold and I throw it right in here without heating in the microwave, so you just, finger the food up. If you're cooking for someone else, maybe only use the hand you don't wipe with. I don't know, but which is already fine because I'm a righty. But yeah, holy shit, that thing's going off. I must owe someone money. All right, just gonna heat this up. Gonna walk outside, go enjoy the terrible views. Maybe see if there's a hot air balloon parade for me or something. I deserve it. And then we're gonna eat. Sorry about the whole not medium rare thing. It's been heated twice now. You understand. It's gonna be kind of shit. It'll be fine for my gains. We're going to the gym. See you guys outside by the pool in 2. I'm not happy to see you. It's a shaker cup. Relax. Go ahead, D. Good girl. Good girl. You're fine. You're fine. Come on. So Temecula always starts out a little cloudy, a little sleepy. It's probably good for people like me that don't sleep. Or to go nap. Donna, come. Donna, come. Good girl. Alright, don't you go drifting too far. Do your thing. I like that. So, yesterday, she was playing, and we were in the hot tub. These other little dogs are here. Donna decided she didn't like them. Chased them off. And then it was time to see. Literally, by the time I said Donna come the second time, I could hear her feet. I'm like, this girl gets it. You know, do whatever the fuck you want. Stay a little close. I'm gonna take a couple bites. Then we're going to get on the IG and see what you guys need to know. Some of the questions are awesome. Sometimes I'm like, did you actually think about that, or not so much? We'll see. Alright, so doing a little Q&A action on the IG. Always curious what everyone will ask. Not a bad start to the morning. Here we go. Advice for escaping a toxic environment but can't at the moment. Now, it's actually a good question. And my answer is going to be pretty simple. Get the fuck out at all costs. Only thing I don't like is I don't need to know someone's personal business, but toxic environment can mean a lot of things. Is it work? Is it person? So think about that when you ask a question, because as dumb as it sounds, even though I just said I don't want any personal information, if it's your job and you can't quit because you need to work, it makes sense until you get another job. If it's a person, there's probably a way out of that sooner. Here's another one. Should I use Coenzyme 10, which means Q10, and L-Tyrosine? That's another one of those questions like, sure, I don't know. Like, it's not a must. You know what I'm saying? Okay, another one. Left wrist hurts a little when lifting. Any rehab exercise to recommend? This is where, again, get a PT. Like, you know how many things could be wrong with your wrist? And hurts a little. I mean, it might just need a couple days. You might need to take a couple Motrin. Call it a day. Maybe go stranger when you're, doing what you do on your alone time. Your left hand. Put it to sleep. Try it that. I don't know. There's options, is my point. Maybe that one's overused. Just a thought. Bet you that person's left-handed. How many sets of DC stretches do you prescribe after each session? 1 per body part. It's not like, hey, it's like DC, right? It's not a volume thing. 1 and done. If you do it right, move on. Best way to gain size on your shoulders. These aren't bad questions, but it's broad. You know what I mean? So you want to think, well, the best way to gain size would be to find movements that you feel well, that you can progress on, because I'm obsessive about progressive overload. And then the big one that's going to throw them off is you got to eat enough to grow. I say a lot. I want you guys to keep track of that shit. I like to do that to people that fuck with them. Like, once you find the thing that they do too much. Like, I had a teacher in school at one point. She used to say K all the time. She would tell you and then she'd go, K? K? So one day I just sat in the back because I was fucking bored. And I just kept track of every time she said K. I made a little mark. And as I walked out of the class one day, I handed her the piece of paper and I said, 47. She was like, 47? I said, that's how many times you said K today. I ruined her life. Go into class the next time, and she was like, and that's how that's done. I'm like, say it. That still counts. You wanted to. Yeah. So, guys can do that with me, too. I do that shit all the time. Long preps or short preps? Longer. I think if you think it takes 12 weeks to get in shape, you should take 16. Take your time. Shit happens. You get sick. You get injured. Something that might slow you down. It's never bad to have a little more time to make sure you're ready. Nothing worse than rushing at the end. Is regular blood work essential or valuable for an unenhanced under 30? Regular, yes. Meaning 1 time a year. That's all you need. Can you take us through your daily health vitamin supplements? Yes, I will.
but it's a lengthy list. And some of them are not by my sponsors because they don't make some of those products. So that's why that question hasn't been answered before, because it's tricky. Mutant's really cool with me. They're not overly demanding, but I am very careful about mentioning another company's products if they even make proteins or things like that. So I'll be posting about that at some point, but it'll be nameless. Oh. What's the best way to deal with all the laundry that comes with bodybuilding? Gain. I know what he means is a pain in the ass, but you guys ever smelled the Gain? You got the Gain detergent, you got the Gain softener, you got the Gain, the little seeds, you know, the ones that you pour in a fire in there. Then you've got this aroma of your stuff. Then, when you dry them, Gain dryer sheets. It only takes one, so use two. It's the bodybuilding way. As far as the amount, just sucks balls. But be on your shit too. Don't be that fucking. Oh. Two things. Don't ever stink. Unacceptable. And then wrinkly clothes. You need to commit. Wash, dry, put away. You shouldn't be taking clothes out of a fucking pile and putting them on. That's ridiculous. And your house is a fucking mess. Sorry. That one got a little personal. Craziest set or thing you've done in the gym? I don't really think of anything as crazy. Because here's the thing. Like, you know, I mean, when you say set, I'm assuming that means like my best set or heaviest set. This is what I really try my best to push on guys and girls is whatever's heavy for you is the key. So it's no more impressive. Like, for example, I've had people say to me, why do you train so heavy? If you're going to do 8 reps with 700 pounds, is that safe? I'll literally go to that person's page. They're doing the same thing, a deadlift, let's say, and they're using 300 pounds for a forced double. And I'm like, well, that 300 pounds is heavier for you than the 700 is for me. What I'm doing is actually safer. Like, I don't do sets of 2. That's fucking asinine. But I would say the craziest thing I've ever done was doing deadlifts straight to rack deads, as in like drop the bar, 30 seconds, strap back in, go again. Didn't go crazy heavy. I did 585 on both. So 585 to failure on deads, stand up, wait 30 seconds, grab the bar, go again to failure on the racks. That was crazy just because I'm not a fucking endurance athlete. I thought I was going to die. 3 people you want to train with once COVID allows it. Well, COVID doesn't say shit to me. I train with whoever the fuck I want. But it does say shit to where I can go. Just stupid. Fuad and I are going to train soon. I think I'm going to actually go to Canada, train with him. I want to get a session in with James Hollingshead soon. And who would be a third? I would like to train with Akeem Williams at some point. I actually think Akeem is the strongest bodybuilder in the world. That's saying a lot. I mean, I just mentioned James and some other people. JP is obviously in that list of 3 that I just made 4. But the reason I'm allowed to do that is we've been trying to do this for forever. I'm almost thinking we just decided we're not going to do it. And this relationship is terminated. Because the next thing you know, it's just going to happen. Sometimes you gotta, if you love them, you let them go. If it's meant to be, they come back. Maybe. Do you only have red meat in your diet off-season and pre-contest? This doesn't make sense. See, this is why I get tricky. I'm going to read this to you guys. Do you only have red meat in your diet off-season and pre-contest, or mix it up? Do you only have red meat in your diet off-season and pre... So I have it both. The do your only is fucking tricky. Yes, I do have red meat every day, no matter what season it is, because it's delicious. There's a cat in the picture, and it's not one of those hairless cats either. I think that one of those hairless cats is awesome. Think about it. Get a hairless pussy. Now I have one to give. Think about that. Yeah, we'll see. They're expensive. Sphinx, they're called. Thoughts on the vertical diet? I think that people seem to be doing okay with it. I didn't look into it. I don't research it. What I'm doing is working. Good to go. Stan's got that under control. Ask him. He knows. Ever use BFR Bands for arm training? Any good? I haven't. Try them, but I haven't. Any good? There must be. People I know use them. Why did you stop training early, 4 a.m.? What made you start training that early? Trained at 4 a.m. because I was fucking busy. It was the only time I could train. I owned a business that owned me, and I found that I was better off to knock out my training and be done with it and then give the day the rest of my energy, because by the time I was done working, I was destroyed. Why did I stop? I sold the business. Winning. What do you prescribe for diet and training post-show rebounds to the first 4 weeks? This is going to sound like a sarcastic answer. I prescribe don't eat like an asshole. People have this odd thing about, like, they just stop bodybuilding. Boom, light switch. It's like all of a sudden they're eating everything they can think of as if they've never had food before, or they're not going to have all off season to occasionally enjoy a lovely treat. Oh, look at you, you're so cute. Anyways, so yeah, that's the biggest thing, is don't eat like an asshole. So I suggest getting back on your diet, obviously adding some calories, and then enjoying a thing here or there, but plan them. I'm huge on that too. It's not a cheat if it's planned. The problem is when you go to work and you've got your meals all set for the day, you got your 5 meals, and then for 2 meals you decide to eat fucking pizza. Why? Did you forget about your goal? Doesn't make sense to me. My diet falls apart at the end of the week and I start eating like an asshole. How can I fix this? Stop eating like an asshole. I mean, it doesn't fall apart. Nothing happens to you. You're just lazy as fuck. Like, what? Literally, I got asked twice yesterday, what day is it? I said October. They're all the same. My food looks the same. Where I'm at, that's different. Like, that's just a decision, man. And you really have to decide what you want. And here's the kicker that's going to blow your mind. If you prefer to eat like an asshole and enjoy your weekends, or your version of enjoy your weekends, and have some cocktails and go out, then fucking do it. Attitude of like, you're not hardcore. That doesn't mean you're not hardcore. It means you don't want it bad enough. There are people who look at my life and say, not worth it. You know what my answer is to them? For you, it's not. Rock life the way you want to. I think you do want it. I think you just need to let those balls drop and remind yourself that and make the decision. But if you find that you just can't turn the corner, you don't want bad enough. No big deal. Move on. Aside from deadlifting, how do you go about building hamstrings? Train them. I would truthfully do heavy, I'd say rest pause curls, huge on that. I know that you just said besides deadlift, but RDLs I think is the key to deadlift, to bringing up the hamstrings. Also some wide grip or wide stance leg press, wide grip Smith squats, those things. I say grip, foot, you know what the fuck I meant. Judge me. K 43. What sort of investments do you consider lucrative enough for your interests? Anything. I mean, like, you shouldn't look at it. If you're serious about things like that, like, literally anything has a possibility. You just got to look into it. I mean, real estate's always an awesome option, but I mean, you'll have things pop up that just, you look into them and it looks solid, do your homework and you jump. I mean, just understand too, is I think everyone's looking for the quick buck. Like, I think the biggest key in life when everyone asks me about investments is don't spend all your fucking money. Because when opportunity comes, you have to be ready. If an opportunity comes and you're living in an apartment above your needs or a house above your needs, and you're driving a 7 Series and you got $2,000 in the bank, but you've been living like a fucking rock star, and then bam, an opportunity hits and you need 20 grand cash right now. Well, now what? You know, I bought a business that way before, where the person had to carry the note Yeah, but they wanted something up front. So I had to go to my bank account. Well, they had to carry the note because of how they were handling their business. I couldn't get an outright loan on their business because their book sucked, but I knew the business was feasible. So went to the bank and said, God, glad I don't live in the Taj Mahal. Here's $30K. Hand it to them, buy a business for less than it's worth, and make money. Had I been living bigger than I should have, I didn't have any money. Then I've been like, wow, that would have been awesome to have that opportunity. Someone else is going to get it. A wide array of questions today. Now I have to actually answer these, so you guys know the answers, and then you're going to watch the video and go, shit, I knew that answer. Why am I watching this fucking video? I guess because Dusty's funnier in real person, goes into detail. So, Don and I are going to get to typing. Got to decide which picture. I've been using the black background a lot lately because I get tired of hunting for the perfect picture for my answers. So, anyways, we're going to do that. I'm going to eat the 5.5 bites of my food left. I have that chewy granola bar. And we're training in 1 hour, 12 minutes at Metroflex. You guys see that video next. We're out. Donna. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. That's man shit right there. Man dog. Keep me safe. Keep me safe. See you in a bit.